But realistically, we need to talk about the most depressing thing of all, the striker situation. It's 100% the first thing we need to discuss on the show tonight, because I think the place I want to start off with is because, you know me, I'm always honest. I don't lie. I don't, deflect. I don't hide. I won't delete the tweets about Gyokeres, and I'll tell you the story right now. Absolutely 100% on that Sunday 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, when I said what I've just seen makes me think we're signing Gyokeres. I told you what it was. What I saw from somebody very, very credible in the industry, saying Gyokeres to Manchester United is red hot. And across that week, Fabrizio was saying it as well. So for that few days, Man United were in, and this was after the Europa League final. But can I just remind you what, on June the 9th, or it was either June the 9th or the 11th, this is a direct quote. Romano can't sue me for this. This is a direct quote from his video on June the 9th or the 11th. With Champions League football, I am 99% convinced Manchester United were going to close the deal for Gyokeres. Read that back. With Champions League football, I am 99% convinced Manchester United were going to close the deal for Gyokeres. That is one of the top 2 transfer experts in the world saying on June the 9th or 11th, I can't remember the date, he was 99% convinced. You've got United fans arguing with Arsenal fans on social media saying we were never in for him anyway. Grow up. Take the L. Look at the incompetence of the board and accept we're in big, big trouble. Delap was plan A. Gyokeres was plan B. Plan C, I don't know. I don't know whether we've gone past plan C already. I mean, we're talking Calvert-Lewin. We're talking Ollie Watkins. I don't even know where we're going. And look, Epoch says I knew we weren't getting Gyokeres. That's absolutely great, mate. What a great guess. But I don't go on guesswork. I go on sources and information, and the information was that we wanted Gyokeres, and Fabrizio says 99% if we'd won the Champions League. I don't think as well, just very quickly, we might get time to come back to this because I want to talk about the striker situation and where we go from here. Because Man United need to pull off the best week of their transfer history ever. We literally need to pull off something. I mean, we need to pull off something big. That's what she said. That's what I was going to say, but I'm not in the mood for comedy. But can I just say this? To all the people who said losing the Europa League final to Spurs was a blessing in disguise, I think they're starting to wake up and realise that tactical disaster class where a bunch of players didn't turn up and Amorim didn't respond in time cost us more than the Europa League football. Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. I think that game is going to go and haunt us for a very long time. Because I think it is. Delap went to Chelsea for Champions League football. Gyokeres has gone to Arsenal for Champions League football. We are. Look, I know Mbeumo wants to come. I know Cunha wanted to come. But we need a striker. And we can't get a striker because they don't want to come. And that game is going to go... I said the next day I felt a release. I didn't say it was a blessing in disguise. I said I hoped it could be a blessing in disguise. But what I said was, when you've hit rock bottom, the only way is up. But not with this ownership. Not at all. So where do we go now? Gyokeres is going to Arsenal. Delap went to Chelsea. I mean, look, we're on our knees for Osman. But we may as well not bother. You know, if our only hope is Osman, there is no hope because we just won't do that deal. So I don't know where we go from here now, because this is just desperation. I'd call it plan D, plan desperation. There ain't no way we were planning for people like Calvert-Lewin or Ollie Watkins. There's just no way. Whatever you think about those players, and let's not be disrespectful, I think Ollie Watkins is a good footballer. But if you think Watkins or Calvert-Lewin are going to get me excited about this season or make me think we're going to get in the top 5, it's just not. It's just not. I was sat there just before we went live, and I was thinking, you know what? If we got Gyokeres with Cunha and Burmo, maybe a goalkeeper, maybe 5th place was there, I think the job's too big already. If you're asking me, there's 2 roads to go down here. One is we have a good season and we start bouncing back. 2 is the shit hits the fan and Amram loses his job. And I have to pick a route. I know which one I'm going to guess. I know. I mean, look, I've heard people saying today, we've got Arsenal, first game of the season at Old Trafford. They're going to roll up with Saka, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Zubimendi, maybe Eze, Gyokeres. Like, they could put 4 or 5 past us in the first game of the season, and it's hammering out from game 1. I don't necessarily think that will happen. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we won. I remember years ago, I think it was the very first televised Premier League game. It was a Super Sunday game. It was Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. First ever Super Sunday game. Liverpool were the favourites to win the league, I think. Forest beat them 1-0, and Forest got relegated that season. So you know we might beat Arsenal on the opening day, but I'm very concerned about this season, and I don't know how United spin this. Maybe a Ruben Amorim interview tomorrow probably is the best idea, isn't it? But you tell me where we go from here, because I just don't know. The most important position, I think the big problem is sometimes you moan, and you moan thinking I might get proved wrong. I feel I'm moaning and I can't get proved wrong. How do I get proved wrong on this? The only hope is Osman, really, and I don't see it happening. It would have to be desperation to go and do it, because we've not been talking to him. I like that type of desperation, but I don't think we'll go and do it. I think we're more likely to go for somebody like Ollie Watkins, who's 29 and is going to want 150, 200 grand a week and a 5-year deal. So I don't know what the plan is for Manchester United now. I know Barada's full of shit when he says that we've been planning this summer for ages. We definitely haven't. This is not the plan. This is chaos. This can't be the plan. Like, this is not the plan. And I think the thing that bothered... Look, I spoke about it already on the Gyokeres video, and I'll summarise it very, very quickly. And then there's another thing that really bothers me as well. But we've been talking about this for weeks, and I think a lot of people haven't realised it. I don't think the mainstream have realised it. I don't think the ex-player community have realised it. I don't even think our owners have realised it, which is really scary. But I watched the Champions League on That's Football with many of you last season. This new format, which is basically a mini Super League before you have the knockouts, right? Liverpool got knocked out in the last 16 and earned 100 million quid. They didn't even get to the quarterfinals, and they earned 100 million quid. And at that moment, when I read that back in February or March, I went, shit. Football has suddenly changed. By being in that Champions League, you can earn way more than you can from winning the Premier League and everything else. So you've got to be in that Champions League. And every year you're in it, if you're Arsenal, every year you're in the Champions League, that's £100 million more money than Man United, Fulham, Spurs, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Every year you're earning £100 million more. Do you know how hard it is for a football club to earn £100 million? Really difficult. Really, really difficult. You've got to sell a lot of shirts. You've got to do a lot of tours. You've got to be very successful in the Premier League. But if you can get in the Champions League every year, you're earning £100 million. And every year they do that, they move further and further away from everybody else. And we're not in that conversation, which wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have all the debts, but we're a club in debt with shit owners and we're not in the Champions League. And it's just going to be bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. And the second thing that worries me is that this is Ruben Amorim's first summer transfer window. I've followed the Arsenal situation as a football fan quite interestingly for the last 18 months. They've needed a striker. And this was the summer where they were going to get their striker. Is it Sesko? Is it Gyokeres? Who's it going to be? And it's going to be Gyokeres, right? Man United need a striker. We finished 15th. We need a striker. 100%. It's his first summer transfer window. It's his first pre-season. And he needs a striker. And they've absolutely shit the bed. They've messed it up. Nobody can defend this. Well, there'll be some prats who do, but how can you defend this? This manager that you have ripped out of Sporting and promised him the world, and you've messed up every single striker option that we've been for. I mean, we will sign a striker. We will definitely sign a striker. But who that striker is going to be, I don't know. But the scary thing is, I think the striker we're going to get is going to be very, very uninspiring. And it could well be Calvert-Lewin because he's a free.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.